Hi dear students, I am Mahadev Somyar, Assistant Professor of English, Shri Madaneshwara Government of State College, Kabballi, Gundlupete Taluk. In this session, we shall discuss the second section of the play, The Lion and the Jewel. The second section is known. So in this session, we shall discuss Lion's Wish for the Jewel. And the play, The Lion and the Jewel, is prescribed for 6th semester optional English BA students of University of Mysore. In the last class, we discussed the first section of the play, morning. At the end of the first section, that is in the morning, we can see Baroka sitting and thinking of the last time he had wife, that is 5 months ago, that is new wife. So now we can assume that uh, Baroka has Siddhi in her mind when he thinks so. So now entry of Sadiku. Sadiku is the chief wife of Baroka. The second section of the play is known. So as I already told you, the play is divided into three sections, and the second section is known. Um, this section opens with Siddhi walks into the market, engrossed by her picture in the magazine, Lakunle following behind her. So this section also opens with Siddhi, okay, walks into the market, okay, looking at her pictures in the magazine, and she is feeling very happy, okay, to see her beautiful pictures on the magazine. And just behind her we can see Lakunle following her, carrying a load of firewood for Siddhi. So at that time Sadiku, an old woman and the Bel's chief wife, comes to meet Siddhi and tell her that Baroka wishes her. So when Siddhi walks into the market road, we can see there Sadhuku, an old woman, okay, about 50 plus age, and she's the chief wife of Bel. Bel means the chief of village, that is Baroka, okay, and she came to meet Siddhi and tell her that Baroka wishes her. Lion's wish for the jewel. Siddhi babbles on about her photos. So when Sadiku start talking to Siddhi, uh, but she is still fascinated by um, her photos on the magazine, and she start asking Sadiku that have you seen her photos like that. So Sadiku tells her she has an important news that Baroka wants her as a wife and said, will you be Baroka's own jewel? So Sadiku came and she directly said that she has an important news for Siddhi. That is, the news is that Baroka wants her, that means Siddhi, as a wife. That means at the age of 62, you just imagine the age of Baroka now is 62 years, and at that age he decided to have a new wife, and the two Siddhi. Okay, so here we can see the typical Yoruban customs and tradition that as a senior wife of Baroka, Sadiku herself came to approach Siddhi, okay, to become another wife for her husband. So this is what we can see in our African culture. So they are used to the culture of polygyny, and they never have any jealous among themselves. So this is what we can see at typical European communities, customs and traditions. Lakunle interrupts angrily and begs Siddhi not to listen to Sadiku. So Lakunle, who was just following her, Siddhi, he angrily interrupts and he requests Siddhi not to listen to Sadiku. Okay, because Lakunle is also would like to marry Siddhi. Siddhi tells Sadiku that she will not ready to become wife of Baroka as her fame has spread to Lagos. So this is somewhat we can see the arrogance we can see in Siddhi's words. Siddhi she's just a girl, but Baroka was the chief of the village, and he was called as the lion of the village. When the offer is from his side only, she is not ready to accept, and she said that my fame has spread to Lagos. So she's referring to the magazine and her photographs. Okay, so after she got the news that the and also magazine that uh, her photos and her beauty spread all over the world, and now she's start feeling confident and also aware of realized that she is also very beautiful. So for that reason, so I'm not ready to marry Baroka because I become very famous these days. Lion's wish for the jewel continued. But Sadiku tells her to reconsider because such wifehood is a life of bliss. So Sadiku, she is simply cannot listen to Siddhi. She is an experienced woman, and also she said that you have to reconsider this offer, okay? Because such wifehood is a life of bliss, okay? Uh, so Sadiku tries to convince Siri in many ways, and she tells that Baroka will die soon, and Siri, as the last wife, will be the senior wife of the new Bel. So there is a culture in African society that the Sadiku is telling that anyhow, so Baroka is very old now, and definitely he will die in coming days. That means in very soon. Okay, so at that point of time, as a last wife of the Bale. So when Baroka died, so you will be the chief wife for the next Bale. So that's what Sadiku try to make her understand. Okay, and also uh, we can see Sadiku used to give too many things. That is the you know, facilities and comfortabilities a woman get when she become the wife of the chief. Okay, and she says that. Uh, Even the lion, that means Baroka, has to die one or the other day. Okay, so because of that reason, when he dies, so it means that Siddhi will be the senior wife for the new Bale. So now she can, that is, Siddhi can experience two beautiful lives, just like now as a last wife of Baroka, she will be favorite till Baroka dies. Okay, so when Baroka dies, for the next new Bale, she will become the chief wife. So that is the two, you know, different lives she may experience if she agrees to marry Baroka. Siddhi replies that Baroka only wants her now, since her pictures came out and her worth multiplied. Baroka merely seeks to raise his manhood above my beauty. So Siddhi, after she realized that she is very beautiful and also she become very famous even in the cities. Now Siddhi is not ready to marry, and she says that Baroka only wants me now because my worth multiplied compared to him. Okay, so because of that reason, Baroka tries to raise his manhood, okay, above my beauty. Okay, he would like to use my beauty to raise his manhood. So this is the answer Siddhi gives to Sadiku. Old Baroka. Okay, Sadiko is shocked at the words and tells at Lakunle that he corrupted her mind. So, as a typical village African woman, Sadiko did not expect all these words from Siddhi. Okay, she was really shocked when she heard these kinds of words from her, and also she started yelling at Lakunle that he corrupted her mind because Siddhi used to spend quite a considerable time with Lakunle, the school master or school teacher. And Siddhi said that she made her own mind. Baroka is old, so Siddhi denies that Lakunle did not corrupt her mind, and she says that I only decided that Baroka is old. I cannot marry Baroka because he is old. Siddhi thought that there is an age of difference between her and Baroka. Uh, After she realized that she is very beautiful and everyone in the village really admires me, and I became very famous even in the towns, the thinking pattern of of Siddhi completely changes. Okay, she says, I quote, Sadiku, I am young and brimming. He is spent. I am the twinkle of a jewel, but he is the hindquarters of a lion. So she is telling that I am very young, okay, and brimming, okay, brimming with fresh beauty and all. But he's spent. That is, he already spent all his energy, and he is old now. Okay, I am twinkle of a jewel. Okay, I am just shining like a jewel. Okay, but he is the hindquarters of a lion. He is old lion. So this is what Siddhi considered that she cannot marry Baroka because he is very old and she is very young. And here we can see the influence of Lakunle and a new fame really impact on Siddhi. Okay, now she is criticizing the ways of Baal, the chief of the village. Baroka the fox. So this is quite different. Here we are seeing Sadiku is still horrified, but she invites her for the dinner at the house because there is a feast in her honor. So after Sadiq heard the words of Siddhi, having no options, but she made a plan that she invites Siddhi for the dinner at the house of Baroka. Okay, so she is telling that they are arranging this feast to honor Siddhi because she really brought a lot of honor to the village. Okay, through her beautiful photographs on the magazine. Siddhi replied that she does not eat with married men and she knew about these suppers. She tells, I quote, every woman who has supped with him one night, either his wife or concubine the next. There is a news in the village that once some woman had supper with Baroka, so they will become either his wife or concubine the next. So this is what Siddhi heard. That might be rumor or that might be the fact. Okay, so this is the news Siddhi used to have regarding Baroka, and because of that reason, people used to call Baroka as the fox. Okay, and Siddhi decided not to eat with married men, and but Sadiko said that she has heard only rumors. So Sadiko come defend Baroka, okay, by telling that Siddhi, you heard just only rumors, they are not at all true. And Lack only opines that Baroka is called as fox for his tricks. So there is another nickname for Baroka, that for his all tricks and manipulations, Baroka has been called as fox in the village. The railway project. So, in the meanwhile, Lakunle complains that Baroka filed the public works attempt to build the railway through Iluzile. He also he start conjures up a picture of the past. So just like we discussed in the section morning, how they reenacted the arrival of the stranger, in the same way here he conjures Lakunle conjures up the picture of the past, where Baroka really prevented the public works attempt to build the railway line through Iluzile. Okay, in the picture a white surveyor idly watches the men work and the men mark the route with stakes. So in the picture of Lakunle, we can see there's a white surveyor and other men. He was working there. Okay, and also the people are the working men are marking the routes of the railway track. Okay, near Ilujile village, and Lakunle believes that if it would have happened, that this will be trade, progress, adventure, success, civilization, fame, and international conspicuosity. So this is what Lakunle believes, that if he allowed the people to build a railway through Iluzile, so that will become very very good thing for the village from the point of view of development. The village may get civilization, and also it can be considered as adventure, and the people will become the successful. So this is what he felt. The bail arrives, bribe the survivor with money and the goods, and the location of the tracks changed. So in his picture, Lakunle sees that the Bale, that means Baroka, arrives with his men, and he bribes the survivor with some money and goods and wine and all, and automatically the location of the tracks, okay, changed by that survivor. So just like this, he prevented the railway project through illegally. Monogamy versus polygyny. So here, Lakunle rails that Baroka fears civilization as it brought roads and railways. Um, Both Siddhi and Sadiku slip away. So when he was thinking and conjuring up all these things, we see we see Siddhi and Sadiku slips away from that place, and Lakunle wonders to himself if he does not, envy Baroka for his many wives, but he only wants one woman. Um, we see here Lakunle, he never want to have multiple wives in life. Okay, he just says, I quote, just the one woman for me, alone I stand for progress, with Siddhi, my chosen soulmate, the one woman of my life. So here, uh, as a young person, Lakunle, with some modern views, he would like to have only one wife in his life, but just opposite to this, Baroka, who is now 62 years old and already have so many wives, and still now he is thinking of having new wife at the age of 62. So here we can see there is a conflict between this monogamy and polygyny in this play. Tradition and modernity. Uh, as we see here, Siddhi is caught between the modern and traditional. To see the play as an allegory, with Siddhi as Nigeria, Lakunle as the modern or Western, and Baroque as the traditional. Siddhi finds the Bale old, but she also finds Lakunle's views on marriage disturbing. Uh, as we discussed in the first very beginning of this play, if we see this play has an allegory, and there Siri will represent Nigeria, okay, the emerging country, the new country. Lakunle as the modern or Western power, okay. Baroka as the traditional ways of Nigeria. For Nigeria, or that means for Sidi, she finds the bell very old. That means Nigerian Yoruban committee and other customs and traditions are very old for Nigeria. But Sidi also finds Lakunle's views on marriage disturbing. Uh, for Sidi, she can't accept both these people. That is both Baroka and Lakunle. Okay, she can't accept Baroka because he's too old. That means the Nigerian old customs, that is indigenous customs and traditions, are too old. At the same time, she cannot accept Lakunle's views on marriage, okay, in which he is not ready to give bride price to marry her. That means Nigeria, all of a sudden, it can't accept all the methods and ways of modern society or the colonial powers. So this is the conflict between tradition and modernity in this play. We can also see the conflict between European culture and modern culture. Baroka wants to have a new wife at the age of 62. That means by that he's going to have multiple wives. Who is following polygyny and fears modern developments, whereas Lakunle promotes progressive activities and decides to have one wife in life. So here, along with this tradition and modernity, we can see there is a conflict between Yoruban culture and modern culture. So Baroka, who represents Yoruban culture, he would like to have a new wife at the age of 62, and he is following polygyny, and he fears modern developments. So because of that reason, he avoided the laying of railway lines through Iluzile. But here, the opposite character of Baroka, that is Lakunle, he promotes progressive activities, and he decides to have only one wife in life. So these are the modern methods or modern thinkings of this person, that is Lakunle. So in this session, we discussed Sadiku, who came to request Siddhi to become the new wife for the Bale, that means Baroka, and Siddhi rejects the offer because Baroka is too old, and he wants her only because of she become very familiar or very popular due to her pictures on the magazine. And we can also see that once upon a time, Baroka, prevented prevented the railway project, okay, through his village. Okay, these are the things we discussed. And Sadiku um, invites Sidi for the supper, okay, in Baroka's palace, okay, in order to honor her because she brought great uh, mm, honor for the village. And but Sidi did not ready to come to the supper because she already know about all those suppers. So she opines that if once one spend time or have some supper with Baroka at one night, she definitely will become either wife of Baroka or the concubine the next. So this is what we discussed in this session. We shall discuss further things of the known section in the next class. Thank you very much.